happy when he joined his first job. So, Toastmaster Ashok.
Homeschooling,
how do you move
towards it? Have you heard of Murphy's first law of schooling? Anyone? What do you know a lot about, your child will refuse to learn it. And there's an even more interesting Murphy's second law of schooling. What you know nothing about, your child will desperately want to learn it. Good morning, Toastmasters and guests.
Good morning.
This was summer of 1993. I had just completed my high school and I was at crossroads to decide which stream to choose in higher secondary. My father came up to me and said, Ashok, why don't you choose commerce stream as a homeschooler? And because commerce and accountancy were subjects my father knew a lot about, I was quick to apply this Murphy's law of schooling. I chose computer science in a regular school. Like father, like son, I used to dole out these pearls of wisdom to my 8-year-old daughter. The other day I called her and said, listen, you need to work on 2 things. Number 1, wake up at 5 a.m. every day. Number 2, watch TV news channels and read newspapers because you need to improve on your vocabulary and pronunciation. Last week when it was drizzling in Chennai, she diligently did both. She woke up at 5 a.m. She switched on the television, surfing all news channels looking for rain holiday announcement from Kids wait for these surprise holidays because the schools are so boring. Let's pause here and ponder for a minute. Why do kids find schools so boring? When I sat down to research on this topic, I referred 3 sources of information. Number 1, Charlotte Mason's method of homeschooling. Number 2, project-based homeschooling by Laurie Pickard. And number 3, TEDx talks by Sal Khan of Khan Academy. When I started researching, something interesting transpired. Though these are 3 independent sources, they all said the same thing in chorus for the top 3 reasons why kids hate school. These are as follows. Reason number 1, textbooks are dead books. Because they lack context. They are simply context carrying a compilation of facts and figures. They simply have no life in them. They lack context because they never tell you where to apply what you learned. Charlotte Mason has a solution for this. We should shun all these dead books and move towards living books. Living books are books that are written in simple narrative language, where when you read a living book, you start a conversation with the author. For example, learn biology from Sir David Attenborough. Learn physics from Isaac Asimov, Carl Sagan, Walter Lewin. Learn mathematics from John Allen Paulos. From Grigori Perelman. learn the real Indian history. I say this again, real Indian history from John Keay. Now moving on to second reason why kids hate school is this one size fits all lectures.
True.
So a class is a group of people with varying learning needs and speed. So what these teachers typically do is they give out lectures focusing on few bright kids at the expense of others, thereby leaving out what's known as the Swiss cheese knowledge gaps. So the recommendation from Laurie Pickard is to keep the lectures short, say not more than 20 minutes, and spend the rest of the classroom time in learn by doing projects such as this. This is a project done by a 4th grader when she was learning dental anatomy. So this was done after learning the theory class on molars, premolars, incisors, arcades. So Laurie Pickett says, move towards the project-based learning. Third thing, the most important, last but not the least, reason why kids hate school or is tests and grades. Tests are events where kids regurgitate what they wrote learned. And at the end, what they get is a single letter grade, A or B or C stamped on their foreheads. Rather, the recommendation is to move towards a narrative-based assessment. Meaning, you have the kid talk back not only what she or he learned, but also what he or she thinks about the topic. In summary, homeschooling is all about these three things. Number 1, reading living books. Number 2, doing project-based learning. And number 3, reflecting on what you learned. But let's face the facts, friends. Homeschooling is not for everybody, at least not yet, due to lack of peer groups, lack of structure or curriculum, and most importantly, lack of recognition of homeschool kids in the job market. If you want to become a doctor or a scientist, self-made doctor or self-made scientist, the world is not ready yet. However, we can still inculcate these tenets of homeschooling in our regularly schooled kids. End of the day, what matters is how you learn. Toastmasters.
Wow.
When we planned for Speak Marathon and we ended up having 9 speakers,